New year, new numbers. This is Physical Media by the Numbers, where we look at first the top 20 selling 4K Ultra HD discs overall, go through all my thoughts and recommendations on every one of those titles. And then, of course, we get into the market share comparisons, looking at all the disc formats, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, see how well they're selling to one another. And then, of course, we get into the sales revenue reports, where we see overall what is Physical Media bringing in and the breakdown to all that goodness. So first of all, if you love collecting physical media just like me and these movie numbers, you want to stay entertained and up to date all year long, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe, and also leave in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen with the numbers this week? What do you think will be the number one 4K? What do you think the disc formats will look like? And are you shocked by any of the revenue reports? So let's get right into this top 20 here. First up, we got Cinderella from Disney. This is a little bit of a surprise, kind of came out of nowhere, but I guess Disney is still popular and people just want those Disney movies on 4K. Why not? Next up, we got another new one here, actually, with The Warriors come out to play on the Media Plays new report. Okay, this is from Arrow Video. Yes, The Warriors I've actually never seen before, but I know that famous line. But I do really want to see it. There's some really cool additions Arrow put out, waiting for it to get a little bit of a discount, hopefully in the future, maybe a future sale, but can't wait to see it eventually. Next up, we got a new one here with The Dead Zone from Shout Studios. Now, never seen this movie before, so I can only completely speculate what this one's about. Is it like The Twilight Zone? The Dead Zone? Maybe? You guys will have to let me know in the comments below. Next up, we got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse from Sony Pictures. This movie is just doing so well this year. Happy to see it. Same thing with the next one, John Wick Chapter 4 from Lionsgate. My favorite 4K disc of the past year, and it's still holding on to this current year. John Wick Chapter 4 is going nowhere anytime soon. Like I said, I think it's going to be here till the next chapter comes out. I mean, it's John Wick. What can you say? Next up, we got Fast X from Universal, because it's still all about family on this channel. And yeah, happy to see that one selling. It's dumb fun, so why not? You know, it's Fast and Furious. You get what you get. Next up, we got The Equalizer 3 from Sony Pictures. Not a bad Equalizer movie in the franchise. I love all the locales in here. I love the performances, and there's definitely some gory action scenes. Next up, we got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 from Paramount. I'm not a huge fan of Part 1 movies, but there were some great action set pieces in this one, and I am ready for a Part 2. Next up, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem from Paramount, and this was a fun time in theaters. I really like the animation style. I love the voice acting. So yeah, definitely want to pick that one up on a discount. Next up, we got Titanic from Paramount, and Paramount just killing it in this little area. But Titanic on 4K, I heard looks gorgeous. So I do really want to see this one because I'm a Titanic fan. I love the romance. I love the disaster blockbuster in the second half. I just think it's a really, really interesting time, kind of edge of your seat fun. All right, next up, we got The Creator 20th Century. Now, I saw this one in theaters. The ending underwhelmed me, so I don't know if I want to pick it up into my collection, but if you're a true sci-fi fan, it's definitely worth a watch. Next up, we got The Expendables 4 from Lionsgate, and I really did not care for this movie at all in theaters. Thought Megan Fox acting was terrible, and the story was just all over the place. Just not a great way to go with the Expendables movies. Next up, we got Barbie from Warner. Everybody loves this movie except for me still. Happy to see it selling well, though, and it'll probably be on this list for quite some time. Next up, we got Five Nights at Freddy's from Universal. I enjoyed the animatronics of this one, but I never played the games before, so I didn't really understand the lore, and I thought it was okay for what it was, hoping a sequel would be even better. Next up, a movie I don't have any hope for a sequel on is a new one here to Physical Media with The Exorcist Believer from Universal. I saw this one in theaters. I thought the first half was okay, but second half completely went off the rails. It was ridiculous. And yeah, I don't know where they're gonna go with that franchise, but yeah, it's not a good time for me, unfortunately. Next up, we're getting into our top five here with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny from Disney Lucasfilm. Thought this was the weakest out of the Indiana Jones movies. Unfortunately, they just really deconstruct the hero there, and I don't like seeing that. But I will probably pick it up at some point just to complete the whole Indiana Jones collection. physically at least anyway, but it needs to get a hefty discount first. Next up, we got Avatar: The Way of Water, 20th Century. I thought this was a great 4K disc. It looked and sounded amazing. Felt like you were swimming with the Avatar characters. So yeah, I have the 4K myself, and I enjoyed picking it up. Next up, we got a new one here with JFK from Shout Studios. A lot of people are raving about this one. I've never seen this movie before. Kind of caught my intrigue. I can be a historical fan, so I do want to check this one out eventually. Maybe it'll get a sale. Maybe. Next up, we got Avatar, the first one. This came out of nowhere, 20th century. And yeah, Wave Water looked great. Avatar, the first one, of course, is going to look great, but kind of surprised to see the first one selling more than the sequel. Very, very interesting. But yeah, both are really awesome movies on 4K, so no complaints there. And number one, if you could guess it again, of course, you know number one, Oppenheimer from Universal. Nolan was championing this film on physical, so you know it's just going to do smashingly well, and that's great to see. Hopefully, more directors will promote those physical media releases in the future. But there we go. Those were the top 20 selling 4K Ultra HD of the past week. So taking a look at these numbers, and wow, I knew it was going to decline, but I didn't know it was going to be this bad. We now got 4Ks under 15%, just hovering above 12% there. I do not like to see that as a 4K collector. Always want them to be around 15%. I think that's a healthy number for that premium format. So they kind of dipped down. I guess people were picking up a lot of them in the holiday sales, but now they're just kind of out on them, unfortunately. So wow, definitely a massive decrease. Blu-rays went down a little bit, but they're still at a healthy number around that 30% marker. So I think Blu-rays are in their right spot. Still like to see them selling well. You know, high definition is awesome. Now, DVDs got a big jump up because of the decrease in 4Ks. DVDs now, you know, over 57%, getting close to 60% again. I mean, what times are we living in, people? But yeah, I mean, if people love DVDs, that is awesome. It's convenient, it's cheap, it's sold at Walmart, so it's plentiful. Totally get it. Would like to see them more around 50% marker. But I mean, hey, you know, DVD is king for a reason, and it's probably going to stay that way for a long, long time. So yeah, still a little shocking, even though I thought there was going to be a decrease. I didn't know it was going to be this much after the holidays. Now getting into the total disc sales revenue report here. And wow, we are on red alert, people. It's red alert. Everything is in the red, no green here. I don't like to see this. We see that the revenue is 46.5 million. Wow, that, I mean, that would initially seem like quite a bit, but I guess it wasn't enough. It looks to be down about 13 or so percent from the same week a year ago. So definitely in the red there. We got DVDs bringing in more than Blu-rays this time around. Once again, you know, with how those market comparisons were looking, no shocker there. But DVD bringing in the 25.72 million. That's down about 19% from the same week a year ago. That is down quite a bit. So even though DVDs are selling a lot, they're just not bringing in the revenue. Like I said, they're that cheap option. Next up, we got the Blu-ray revenue bringing in about 21 million, but that is also down about 4% from the same week a year ago. So this doesn't look to be good going into the new year. I thought we were going to have maybe a renaissance this year. More people were going to get into buying physical media. I thought, you know, even the premium formats, I thought we were going to be getting more monies off of that. But unfortunately, it looks like people stocked up over the holidays with all the discounts and sales, and that was plentiful for them. And now they're just kind of recovering and are going to be catching up watching those movies. So until we get to another sale time, unfortunately, we are on red alert right now, people. It might continue to decrease, unfortunately. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm a little worried here, but we're going to still keep hope alive. But you guys will have to let me know in the comments below. Do you feel warm and fuzzy with all these numbers and sales? Or, like me, are you now a little bit concerned going into the new year for physical media? And then, of course, if you forgot, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe on the way out. Jingle that notification bell. That way you stay alert on all this amazing movie numberness going into the new year. And just have some fun time talking the movies. And if you enjoy this physical media topic, blockbuster the next video right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters.